Computer. Welcome to tonight's call, guys. I am beyond pumped to have the privilege and honor of talking to you guys tonight about one of my favorite topics in the world, and that is ownership of your business. It's something that, it's just a little shift. Like, you guys always hear from time to time that diamond is a mindset. You hear that getting that next rank is a mindset because it's the highest rank you can achieve kind of by yourself. You are in 100% control of getting there. That's what I love about it. So I want to kind of go through for some contrast. How many of you guys have ever had traditional jobs? Like just where you go into work, clock in, whatever it is, or you have a salary, whatever it is. And you'd go through and you'd do the job and you get paid for that job, right? You get paid based on the hours. And this is very different. You don't get paid based on the time that you put in. You get paid based on the value that you bring. And I want you guys to write that down, because in the beginning, it can kind of be frustrating with how much time you're spending on this, and you're not really seeing the results in return, right? So understand that in this business, you get paid based on the value that you bring, not the time that you put in. So that's why you have to be so intentional with your time. And the action steps that we put in the group are focused on things that will actually help you get to what you really want. Notice how there's no bullshit fluff in there. It's just literally do this, do that. That's because we don't want you guys to waste your time with it, because you have to be very intentional or else you're going to burn out. See, what the problem is that I see a lot of people face is we're waiting for someone else to take responsibility for our business. Like a Subway owner franchise. This is kind of the example that I have for you guys. Would you agree that the Subway owner franchise, or the Subway franchise owner, gives way more shits than the Subway employee at the counter? Would you agree with that? They give way more shits than the regular employee. Well, that's the thing that I see a lot of people miss in this business. See, they want the rewards of the Subway franchise owner, the big, the Lexus show up in your driveway, the big paychecks, all that stuff, right? You want the rewards of the Subway franchise owner, but then people act like the employee. They act like that person that has to come in, do a set amount of tasks that their leader told them to do, then they can clock out and go home. And we've been groomed our entire life to be really great employees, right? Like when you were young, you have your parents and teachers give you very specific direction. And if you sway from that, you're reprimanded, right? Like if you don't get an A on the test, if you don't study, you go to your room, whatever it is. You're taught to follow direction and to play by the rules. That's what we're taught as we grow up. And as you grow up, you get like an entry-level job where you do these mundane tasks over and over, and you're told what to do and how to do it. And in a sense, you're just a drone for someone else. That's what we do as employees. You're just a drone for someone else. And you punch in, you satisfy your job requirements, you stay out of trouble, and don't mess anything up, and then you get out of there. That's what most people treat this business like. And I want you to ask yourself if that's you. Are you treating this business that way? Are you showing up to the group, seeing the tasks that you need to do because your leader told you that you need to do it, getting it done, and getting out? Like every single day, people experience this gap between where they are and where they want to be. And over time, people start to forget about what they want out of this. They forget their dreams, they forget their passions, they forget their talents, they forget their skills, and they just settle for this employee boss mentality. Right? And they go through their life in their corporate careers, and then they get good enough at following directions, and so they get promoted. And when they get promoted, they do such a good job there that they get to tell other people how to do it and how to stay out of trouble. That is a really fucked up mindset to be in if you want this business to grow. Yet that's what we've been conditioned to be in our entire lives. So you can forget about all the amazing skills. That's what happens when you're in that mindset. You forget about all these amazing skills and gifts and talents and abilities that you have. Like, listen to me right now before we go into the balance of this call. One thing you need to understand is that you are special. Like, you are different. You are incredible. You are an individual that is going to be paid to share something amazing with the world and to change people's lives. That needs to come from a different place than just doing a set amount of tasks every single day. It needs to come from a deeper place. So ask yourself, what does an entrepreneur or a leader do to break out of this cycle? That's what I want you guys to really ask yourself. What do you do to break out of this cycle? You lead from the front. You take ownership of your business. You do not sit back and wait for instruction. You leap into action and you fail your way to success. Does that make sense so far? Everyone nodding makes sense so far? Okay. You fail your way to success, right? That you coach people in your challenge groups and in your business, and you work on bringing out their natural talents and abilities for their team. And you work with them every single day to bring the best out in people, not just to do a set amount of tasks. And you lead with passion and you nurture relationships. That's what we do as leaders. So ask yourself this question right now. Really think, have you ever taken a second to ask, what is your gift that you can share with the world? For me, it's mindset. That is my all-time passion, is teaching people mindset and how to be happy. For you, what have you really dived into what your gift is? What is it for you that you can lead with? Is it your love for nutrition? Is it being an amazing mom? Like, what is it for you that you absolutely love? A gift, and you know this in your heart right now. You don't need to sit and think on it. You know it. Your gut has an answer. What is your gift that you can share with the world, value you can add to the world? If you are an entrepreneur, which all of you are, and need to start acting like if we're going to build this, then you're willing to do whatever it takes to reach your goals. It's a difference in mindset from doing, I'm just going to try my best, to I'm going to do whatever it takes, I'm going to find a way. Like, you never really punch out, right? Sure, there are times where you shut down and you spend time with your family outside of your business hours, but your job is always advancing. Your job is always growing. It's never, I'm going to go in, make a few sandwiches, close out the register, and get out today. It's every single day you're trying to grow a business. You're not trying to do the same thing over and over again. You're trying to grow a business. And you're wired to accomplish more. Like, this one thing I want you guys to know, you are meant to accomplish more than you're accomplishing right now. Like, you're meant to experience more than you're experiencing right now. If you are an entrepreneur, you're driven and focused to take that next step, to rise to that next level of greatness. Employees are paid for their time spent. Entrepreneurs are paid for their value that they create. So true leaders want their customers and their teammates to walk away feeling like they got tremendous value every single day. So every single post, are you just posting to post? Or are you taking ownership of that concept to help people feel amazing every single time they walk away from your Facebook? Like, they got more value in their life from something that you created. An employee is someone that will avoid fear. Okay, someone that will hesitate to do the things that they need to do, while an entrepreneur will embrace fear and realize that you're just gonna have to fucking face it if you want this to work, right? That's just the truth. Employees, they're going to spend money, while entrepreneurs are going to invest their time and money. Like, you guys who went to Summit, you invested your time and money. You didn't spend it. If you have a spend mentality with that, you are thinking like an employee. You invested time and money. So the question I have for you guys is, what about you? Like, how would you classify yourself? How do you lead in your organization? Whether that's 0 people, 1 person, two people, 500 people, whatever it is for you. How do you lead in your organization? Are you just going with the follow the leader mentality and obey whatever someone posts in a Push the Diamond group and do what you need to do just to keep your head above water and make sure you're not booted out of the group? Is that you? And then you notice you still get the same freaking results over and over and over again? Or are you taking ownership of your business and you're doing whatever the hell it takes to accomplish what you want, right? Are you showing your coaches how it's done instead of telling them what to do? Are you waiting for someone to tell you what to do? Or are you just going out there and you're figuring it out? So there's a couple things you need to embrace and understand and fully take in if you want to build a diamond organization. And beyond that, a true lucrative business will come from these couple of things that you need to embrace. Number 1, if you succeed, and please hear not just the words, but see into what I'm saying. If you succeed in this business, it is you that creates that success. It's not me, it's not Shayna, it's not Alicia, it's not your upline. It is you. And if you fail in this business, it is going to be you that creates that failure. Not me, not Alicia, not Shayna, not your upline. The cool part about that is that it gives you 100% control on if you don't do anything or if you blow this up. You are literally the difference between success and failure in this business. It is 100% you. It has nothing to do with your training. It has nothing to do with what Shayna or Alicia or I post every single day. We're here to guide you and use best practices and give them to you kind of on a silver platter so you can take them and run with them. We're here to guide you every step of the way and equip you with the tools that you need to blow this up, but we cannot do this for you. We're here to work with you, but not for you. Does that make sense? So I want you to write this down. Just this word, this sentence, and it'll make sense in a second. I will help you grow your business. Just write that down. I will help you grow your business. Write it on a piece of paper. I will help you grow your business. And then I want you, can you guys hear me? I'm noticing Deborah's comment. Can you guys hear me? Okay. So you wrote down, I will help you grow your business. Now I want you to circle, I will help, then circle, you grow your business. Does that make sense? There's a difference between expecting your upline to help you with this and hold your hand the entire way, and taking ownership and you growing it will help you along the way. Does that make sense? So we're here to work with you, not for you. So our job is to help you become independent, completely independent, and to help you feel proficient in the skills you need to build a lucrative business as soon as possible. The good news for you is that you already know them because we tell you to do them every single freaking day. And you've been practicing them and you're getting good at them. It's just a mindset shift on how you do them. And the last thing is, I need you to be coachable, but not dependent. I need you to be coachable, but not dependent. And when hard times come up, and guess what? They're going to come up. I need you to think like a leader. I need you to think like someone that is creating a life-changing business. Everything you are taught in this diamond group is helping you get to your goals. You need to think like this. You need to understand that you don't need us. You do not need Shayna. You do not need me. You don't need Alicia. You have everything within you right now to make this happen. Understand that right now. Everything you need, you'll hear Chris talk about this in his workout program. Everything you need is already within you right now. And I know that that's common sense, but common sense isn't always common practice, is it? It's not. And that's one of the main reasons why potentially incredible coaches don't become great. We know exactly what we want to do, but we don't do shit about it. We wait for someone to drag us. And you need to understand here, guys, that there's only two things that will change your life. Number one is that something new comes into your life. A new opportunity, a new person, a new situation, a new life circumstance. That's number one. Something new comes into your life. But number two, the second reason how your life changes is something new comes from within you. And 99% of the time, it's the latter. To make that happen, you need to think show up. You need to show up. You cannot fake presence. You can't bullshit your way through this. If you're going to do this, do it all out. Don't give your family and your future the minimum. That time that you spend on Beachbody, don't dick around with it. Because then you're just being an asshole to your husband and your kids too. And yourself. Right? So if you're going to do this, actually do it all out. Ask yourself this question right now. Do other people feel you when you work this business? Not do they see you. Do other people feel you when you work this business? Or are you just posting shit on Facebook to post shit on Facebook? Not did they see me post. Do they feel your emotions and your passion when you share? That's what will change your business. When people can feel you consistently instead of just see you. So let me ask you a question. Pick a challenge in a business that you face. Something that's hard for you. And I want you to ask this, like think about it. Ask yourself that question right now. Do you have that challenge that you face right now ready to go? You know what it is. What's that huge challenge you face right now? Nod your head if you know what that challenge is for you. I'm seeing 0 heads nodding beside Shayna. Okay, you know what that challenge is for you. Type it in the chat box right now. Type it in the chat box right now. What is that challenge that you face? The hardest thing for you? Wait for some answers here. Stop being a people pleaser, get out of your own way. What else we got? A couple more good ones here. Bueller. All right, coach invites and getting results for challengers. Okay. Let's get one more. Melissa or Stacy, what are yours? What is your big challenge? And we're going to go over half an hour tonight, guys, but I think you're going to want to. Coach invites being afraid of rejection. Okay, amazing. So question for you, and I want you to ask yourself this whenever you face that huge challenge. Write this question down. How would your highest self respond to this? How would your highest self respond to being a people pleaser? How would your highest self get out of your own way? How would your highest self approach coach invites? How would your highest self get results for your challengers? How would your highest self stop being afraid of rejection? Think about it. How would your highest self handle it? Are you being dependent on another coach who has experience to come up with a cool video about this? Or are you going after it and just figuring shit out? My biggest struggle that I faced for a long time, biggest challenge I should say, was I never felt that my personally sponsored coaches were being productive. And I asked myself, how would my highest self respond to this? And the answer came very clearly. Be their example, not their boss. And things started to happen. Things started to shift. People started to feel me a little bit differently. Chances are you know what to do inside of you. If you really search within your gut right now to that hard thing that you're facing in your business, you know what to do. So stop waiting for permission from me or someone else to go attack a dream. Take accountability for your life and your business. So watch this. What's something you guys know you need to do but don't know how? Someone unmute themselves and answer. What's something you know you need to do but you don't know how? In this business. Bueller? Come on, guys. Leaders go first.
Well, I was thinking like running ads to promote my like page, but I do that, but I don't know how to do it correctly.
Okay.
Make sense?
Okay, so running ads. So that's something you don't know how to do. If you had to figure it out, what would you tell me? What would you tell me the answer is?
Go search YouTube for videos on how to run an ad.
There you go.
That's what I do.
All right. I love it. There you go. So yeah. Amazing, Rebecca. That's perfect. So let's do an emotional one. What's an emotional struggle you face in your business? Something you know you need to do.
Rejection.
Okay. Let's hear
rejection, like big time.
Okay, rejection. Anyone else face that?
What other people think.
So caring what other people think?
Yeah.
Okay, Deborah, how should you respond to that?
I actually had that happen to me today, and I just kind of said to the girl, look, I don't think you understand what you're talking about. I'd love to talk to you about it more. Maybe last month, 2 months ago, I would have been actually taking that a little bit more personally. But I don't like being told one thing. People's opinions always mean a lot to me. So for me, it's getting not wrapped up in that.
Okay, so other people's opinions and getting wrapped up in that. So in your gut and in your heart more specifically, how would your highest self answer that question for you? Not to the other person what to say to them, but how would your highest self tell yourself to respond to that? Like emotion.
Not worry about what other people think.
See, you know the answer.
I know I have to just do it. I know what the answer is. I just have to do it.
And so most of the time, 99.999% of the time, when there's something you need to do or a way you need to respond, and we say we don't know how to respond to it, we actually already know, right? We actually already know what to do. We just need to look inside here, stop using this and start using a little bit of this, right? You don't need permission, guys, to build this business. You just need confidence. So confidence, like what is that? Confidence is belief in your ability to figure shit out. That's what confidence is. And it's a muscle that you can exercise every single day. So ask yourself this question. When's the last time you did something really hard that you don't know how to do to exercise your confidence muscle? Something that don't know how to do, but you're trying to figure it out. When's the last time you did that? Right? When's the last time you took ownership of that? So let me make something really clear with this. There's nothing wrong with asking for help and modeling off of someone who's done it. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's very smart. I still do that, and I'll always do that. But there's a big difference in being dependent on your upline or another leader or someone else and being that leader yourself. Thanks, Shayna. You inspire me too. So if you want to be a great leader of a diamond organization or far beyond it, you learned it this week. Raise your ambitions and raise your team's ambitions. So ask yourself this question right now. 1 to 10. Let's say 0 is you're dead and 11 is literally you're having an orgasm right now. Where is your ambition with your personal growth? Rate yourself. Write it down on a piece of paper. Where is your ambition with your personal growth? Write it down. And put it in the chat box if you want to be fancy. With your personal growth, where is your level of ambition? How much you challenge your growth every single day? It's going to give you an honest answer of where you're at with your ownership. What do we got? 8, 6, 6, 8. What else we got? How can you raise that 2 notches? What can you do to raise your level of ambition with your personal growth 2 notches? What about your fitness and nutrition? Your level of ambition. Are you just doing the workouts to do the workouts? You kind of dick around with the meal plan and then you drink Shakeology 6 days a week? Or is your ambition, hell, I'm going to get the best results I possibly can because I know it's a business decision? Where's your level of ambition with your workouts, your Shakeology, and your meal plan? Put it in the chat box. Shannon, 9. What else we got? 7. Hell yeah, it is, Melissa. Heck yeah, Rebecca, that's amazing. So ask yourself, can you raise those ambitions? And where's your level of ambition with your business, with your invites, with your follow-ups, with your expanding your network, with social media? Are you just doing everything you've always done? Or are you going all out trying scary ass shit? What's your level of ambition? Write it in the chat box. Anyone? 15. Hell yeah, Shayna. I love it. So whenever there's an area of your life where you need to raise those ambitions and take ownership of it, ask yourself how to do it. Every single day, I want you guys to challenge, how can I make that ambition higher? And here's a tough question. Is your ambition, and this could also, you can ask the same question with your ambition about your family, about your love life, about your sex life, about everything. You can ask that question about everything in your life. Where is your level of ambition? And so what do you need to do to raise those? And then ask yourself this question. Is your ambition set based upon the person that you used to be? Is that ambition set based upon the person that you used to be? Is it set by the person that's scared? See, I have an example for myself about food. I used to really struggle with compulsive overeating. Really struggle with it. I work out 2-3 times a day, but I would eat like shit, a ton of food. Even if I ate healthy food, I would overeat it. And my level of ambition with my fitness was just that. But I realized that it came from the kid that got told that he couldn't go in the refrigerator after 6 p.m., that got yelled at when he didn't finish his entire plate of food, that got told to shut the fuck up and go to his room. We don't need the opinion of a punk 12-year-old, right? That's who set the ambition for my nutrition. A scared kid that just wanted to grab all the food he possibly could because he never knew when he was going to get it again. But I kind of let that guy go, right? You're an adult. You're taking ownership of your life. Let that little kid, that scared little kid that struggled with whatever it was, whenever you have that really dark memory from your past, realize that that is a muscle that made you stronger, just like Darren talked about this past weekend, right? It's a muscle that made you stronger, but let it go. For me, I let that kid go play in the playground, and I'm going to take over this now. I'm going to take ownership of my body, right? So use that with all aspects of your life. What is that ambition set by? Is it that ambition set by you at your current level of growth, or is it set by the old you, the scared you, the past you, the fearful you? What is that level of ambition set by? And you might be saying, but I'm not good at this, or I'm not good at X, or I'm not good at Y. And the reality is that doesn't friggin' matter. It doesn't matter if you're good at something. It doesn't matter if you're good at Facebook ads or inviting or whatever the hell it is. It matters if you want to be good. It has nothing to do, this business has nothing to do with your personality. It has to do with your practice. Write that one down. This business has nothing to do with your personality. It has to do with your practice. Practice is 7 times more correlated to success than personality. No more saying maybe to going after things. Maybe is the biggest freaking gateway to regret you'll ever find. it leads to mediocrity. If you want to gain momentum, give it everything you got and give your family more than the bullshit minimum. If you don't have motivation, chances are you have a defeatist attitude. You're probably building up a bullshit story in your head about why you can't. And your motivation is low because you're letting that story from your past define you. You want to know what that leads to? It leads to living in dread. It leads to dreading your invites, dreading your follow-ups, dreading eating healthy, all that shit. It means you're taking a look at the inconvenience and challenge and struggle it takes to build a dream. And if you're dreading it, like, you guys got to learn to honor the struggle that it's going to take. Your struggle, the inconvenience, it is a rite of passage to take ownership for your business. So an example, getting to Emerald. It takes getting out of your comfort zone, talking to a couple people, studying how to do it, getting support from your team, and taking that action to get to Emerald, those first 2 coaches, your first benchmark of your business. And then you get that goal, right? And you got it there, right? You're set, you feel good about it. And then you set a bigger goal of Diamond. And you think, what a lot of people think is that because they did that work for Emerald, they're already entitled to not go through struggle to get to Diamond. Something you need to understand, guys, is the bigger the goals, the harder it is to get there. Right? Diamond is harder than Emerald. 2-star is harder than Diamond. It's going to get harder and harder. It's going to take more and more inconvenience. Hear me really, really loud and clear, guys. And this is something that I want you to take to the heart. If you are dreading inconvenience and challenge, I want you to stop dreaming and start settling. If you're dreading inconvenience and challenge, I want you to stop dreaming and start settling. Dreaming without willing to go through the shit to get there is a recipe for straight up suffering, guys. That's what dreaming without willing to go through inconvenience does. I can't work with people that are always telling me how much something sucks. Like whatever it is with your invites or your follow-ups, having to do too much of them. Listen to me, that like thinking that you are different because of your life circumstance is a very bad sign. That is a horrible sign that is living in the past. Ask yourself this, have there been people in far worse situations in this world that have freaking crushed the shit out of life? Have there been people in far worse situations in this world that have just crushed the shit out of life? The answer is yes. So what is that situation for you that you're rationalizing? Why do you think your situation is different? Ask yourself that, guys. What do you want out of this? Like, what do you want to contribute to? So many people want to know the system or the app or the tool that's going to help them be more productive when really they could have solved the entire problem with their spirit. Everything you are facing right now, you can solve with your spirit. Because you know what you want. It's no longer going to be work you have to force yourself to do. You have to find something to fight for here, guys. No more bragging about being too busy. Busyness is not a badge of honor. Progress towards something meaningful for your family is a badge of honor. And when you do that so hard and you work so hard to get out of your own way and you get out of your comfort zone and you just go above and beyond and you take ownership for your business and you try scary shit, amazing things happen. Grace shows up for you, doesn't it? Things just sometimes fall into place. So I want to go through each area of your business and I want you to rate yourself here based on your ownership. Scale 1 to 10. 1 is the worst employee ever that barely gets by and his boss tells him that barely puts up with him. And 10 is acting like the leader that you wish you could emulate. Okay? 1 is shitty employee. 10, acting like the leader that you want to emulate. Personal development. We talked about this a little bit already. 1 to 10. Is it a chore? And I want you to really think about this. Is it a chore? Is it 15 minutes and done? Is it something you put up with and avoid? Or is it something you really dive into wholeheartedly and passionately with everything you can because you know that your goals will only happen when you grow into the person that deserves them? Do you take ownership of your personal growth? Do you invest in conferences? Do you do personal development outside of just Beachbody? Or you just let it fade away and do shit when it's convenient, right? How many of you made it a priority to be at the Surge tonight? Raise your hand. Made it a priority to be at the Surge tonight. That's awesome, right? That's putting your personal development first. That's taking ownership of it. Let's talk about workout Shakeology and your meal plan again. How do you look at it? Do you follow it kinda? Or do you realize that being proof the products work is actually a business decision? That when you don't follow the meal plan, you are pushing business away. You ever thought of that? Do you do it because you own it? Or do you only do it for a week when someone's checking in with you? What's your level of ownership where you understand it is your responsibility 100% on a scale of 1 to 10, your level of ownership with workouts, Shakeology, and meal plan? When was the last time that you shared a results photo? How many of you guys have a results photo that you have shared in the last month? Okay. If not, we need to keep creating those. That's good. We need to keep creating those. But you need to ask yourself, and is that a present results photo? Not a results photo from your past that you reposted up. Is it a present results photo? Are you consistently getting better? What about with inviting? We're going to go through each of these separately. Inviting. Are you doing just enough to get by? Are you avoiding coaching invites? Or are you owning your business? Are you going above and beyond? Are you doing more than what's required of you? Are you being a business owner, not a business follower? Are you doing it because you have to do it? Or are you doing it because you have the privilege of building a life-changing business? What's your level of ownership? 6, 6, 9. What else we got? 6. Guys, I think we know an area that needs to go up. That needs to go way up. You need to work on that with rejection. Take ownership of the fact that if you don't do that all the freaking time is your number one action, your business will not grow. Understand that. If you are not building a business where you have consistent coaches coming in and challengers coming in, you will feel burnt out and you will never get the momentum to do this. But it just takes 1 or 2 good weeks of going all out. What happens when you try something new and you realize that it's been possible this entire time, your brain literally rewires itself to realize you can do it, and it becomes much easier to do it. So how many of you guys haven't been sending coach invites, even though you're saying that you have? 3? What else we got? Anyone? How many, okay, have you been sending all the coach invites that you should every single day? How many more do you, no? Okay, how many more do you guys have to do today based on the assignment? Type in the chat box. We're gonna wait for it. 5 more? All of them? 4 more? What else? Keep going. Type them in. Guys, be honest and vulnerable. Be real. 3 more to go? Okay. Here's what I want you to do. Ask yourself, is that number something that a leader, well, better question for that is, what would a leader do? Would a leader get off this call and just go to bed, even though it's 11 p.m., we're tired? Would a business owner just go to bed and say, fuck it? Or would you do it? Would you find a way to get it done? How are you taking ownership of your coach invites? Are you waiting for calls like this for someone to come and say, hey, you need to do this? Or are you realizing that you are responsible for your success? So do those after we get off the call, and I want you to post in the diamond page right when we get done. Following up. No, Erica's a machine at this one. Do you avoid it? Do you expect people to come back to you? It's your jam. I love it. So ask yourself that question, following up. Do you expect people to just come back to you? Or do you follow up when you said you were going to follow up? Are you always playing catch up with your follow-ups? Or do you follow up when you said you would? Scale 1 to 10. Where's your ownership with following up? Yeah, Teamsy is amazing. 10. Awesome. Guys, this is great. 10. Line of stalker. I love it. Okay, that's great, guys. So follow-ups are good. Follow-ups are really, really good. So ask yourself if you can add intentionality to the follow-ups, meaning can you make it personal towards them? Or are you just copying and pasting every message? Or are you tweaking it a little bit? You can still copy and paste it, but are you copying and pasting and then making it about them and their goals, right? How can you make it from the standpoint of more of a business owner, right? But that's awesome, guys. Great. So social media. Do you do 3 posts a day based on what you think someone wants to see? You're posting just to post? Or do you live your truth? Like, do you share your real message? Have you figured out what your message is? Do you speak? Here's a better question. Do you speak with passion? Or do you just speak? Are you white noise? Or do you stand out? Do you go live on your Facebook page only when we tell you to? Or do you do it every freaking day? Do you own the fact that your tribe needs to connect with you? They need to see you. They need to see the real you. Or are you afraid? Do you go out there and you share heart and passion and message and truth, or you just post timidly because you're afraid? Do you own your social media and understand there's no right or wrong way to do it? It's your way to do it. What is your message? Are you confident with that message? Scale 1 to 10, based on the passion and heart you put into your social media. What is that at right now? I love it. 9.5. Great, guys. This is awesome. Good. Ask yourself, how can you add more passion to your posts? How can you stand out more with your posts? Now, my favorite one that everyone avoids, expanding your network. Just do it to get it done. Do you only do 3 because that's what you're supposed to do today? Or do you view every single new person that you meet in your life someone that you can change their life? Do you introduce yourself to the person sitting on the park bench? Do you introduce yourself to the hotel lobby person, right? The bellman. Do you go above and beyond to put yourself in situations where you can meet new people? Or do you say, but you don't get it, I'm an introvert, and you bullshit your way through that? Where are you on a scale 1 to 10? 1 being, I avoid people at all costs. 10 being, I put myself in every situation possible to meet new people and become friends with them. Where are you at? Okay, mix and match here. So, guys, like, you can see on your ratings, obviously you guys are doing really well. You guys are leaders, so you're pushing here. But you can see in your ratings where you need work, right? Those coaching invites, those challenge group invites, they gotta go up. They gotta go up. What's the worst case scenario? Like, if someone says no, right? Like, no one's saying, no, fuck you, I hate you. They're saying, no, dude, I'm good, right? No one's saying that. Excuse my language. But seriously, like, do you guys know your why? Ownership of this is more important than all the other stuff combined. Do you actually know what your why is? And do you love your why? Do you have passion behind your why? Have you taken the time to write out what you really want in this life? Right? Have you really thought about that for a second? Have you taken the time to write it out in a long Word document, taken an hour or 2 and written it out and read it every single day? Do you know who you want to contribute to? So like I talked about, like, so many people want to know the system or the app, but you need to find something to fight for, guys. That's what you need to find, something to fight for. And when it's so hard, like I talked about, grace shows up for you. So remember that with this business, it is not too late for you to crush it. You can still crush this. You can still make an impact on so many people. You can still truly make a difference. You can still truly matter, but you need to understand that the clock is ticking. Because what's going to happen is if you don't go after this, you're wasting. If you don't go after this, the amount of time that you spend in this business is the same thing as looking straight into your child's eye and saying, you weren't important enough to me. That's what happens when you don't go all out with this. When you just dick around with this business, you are looking your kid in the eye and you are saying you weren't worth it. I could have done more. I should have done more, but I didn't because I was scared. You weren't worth it to me, but I still sacrificed time away from you, my husband or wife, to do something, pretending to do something when I could have done more. Guys, it's not too late for you. You can still give more. You can still help more. You can still make a bigger impact. So I want you to do this exercise as you leave this call, to take ownership, not just of your business activities, but of your why. My why is 4 pages long, and I read it every single day. So I want you to ask these questions. 1, what is your why? Why is it important to you? Is it to get rid of those money limitations that you had as a child? Is it complete time freedom? Is it to push your past away from you? Is it to feel confident, to feel amazing about yourself? Why? And then question number 2, why is that important to you? What does it really mean to you to achieve that? What would you feel from it? Then question 3, why is that answer important to you? Why is that previous why answer important to you? Ask yourself that question. Then number 4, what will this do for your future? 5, 10, 15 years from now, what will this do if you take it seriously and you take ownership? And number 5, probably the most important of the questions, but only works if you go through the other ones. What will you miss out on in life if you don't take ownership of this? What pain do you feel 2, 3, 4 years from now if you don't take ownership of this? So if it's your dream to really do this, to go all out with this, then show up and be a business owner. I want you to bring joy and passion to everything you do. And when you do that, your business will change. It might not be right away. It might not be the way that you saw it or the way that you want it. But you need to understand that you are exactly where you need to be right now. And when it's your time to live an incredible life, you'll figure that shit out and you'll go for it. So take ownership of this. Don't just do the behaviors because we're telling you to. You need to be a business owner, a business leader, not a business follower, not an employee. So show up. If it's your dream, show up. Really show up. Don't wait for direction. Make your own direction because it's your business and you friggin' deserve this. So that is my call tonight, guys, on ownership. Let's do this shit together. Let's crush it. Sorry about all the F-bombs. But that's just me. But I love you guys, and I want to take questions if you guys have questions, or maybe we can just end there and you guys can kind of reflect on that. But Shayna, do you have anything to add, my friend?
Why are you so freaking amazing at speaking? Like, for real. I mean, yes to all of that, but I would never deliver it so well.
I'm sure you would.
No way.
You inspire the hell out of me, my friend.
Anyway, no, I think you nailed it.
Sweet. Anyone have questions? Bueller? Anyone on fire right now, ready to go crush this business?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to sleep. I get fired up when I talk to people. Tips in expanding your network. Yes, absolutely. First question, how do you think you should expand your network? Curveball. We're gonna unmute you. We're gonna unmute you, Deborah. We're gonna put you on the spot. Oh, sorry, I muted you. Go for it again.
No, I've been doing the, hey, we have a mutual friend in common, but so many of my network expansions are still technically in my, I'm going to call it my lukewarm market through my full-time job.
Okay.
So I work for a federal agency. So pretty much my tribe are all of my fellow coworkers, even though I don't necessarily know them personally. We all have worked together probably at some point over the last 15 years. So my friends of friends are still within that network.
Okay.
And I've been reaching out for like the people that we have maybe one mutual friend in common with, and that's it. How are we getting beyond that? Because the people that I'm just friend requesting that just have the one, maybe two mutual friends, are not responding.
So 2 questions for you. 1, are you a CIA agent?
No.
Question 2, can you legally tell me what you do?
I work for the Secret Service.
Question 3, statement 3. Holy shit, that's awesome. So anyways, getting outside of that expansion with your couple of, layers deep in your lukewarm market, what do you think you should do?
I don't know. That's why I asked that question, because I've been reaching out for those that I don't necessarily know personally, but we have that friend. They're not getting back to me.
If you,
I don't want to creep. I don't want to be a creeper. That's kind of creepy.
An answer right now on how to reach more people outside of just that network, what would you tell me if you had to know?
I am clueless. Maybe it's because I'm in Post Summit fog still. I don't know.
Just reach out to me. President? Reach out the president? Wait. I don't know what Rebecca said. Sorry, Rebecca. No, so try just stop thinking and just start feeling for a second. You're gonna come up with the answer to this. So if you had to expand your network outside of that market to other people, what are some creative ways that you could think to do it outside of what you've already been doing? And if you had to know the answer, what would it be? Besides a like page, because Rebecca gave you that one.
No, because I talked to Shayna about that at Summit, and she was like, "No, you're not ready yet. You've only been coaching for 2 months."
Okay. So what are some other ways?
I mean, my profile is already public,
Okay.
which was kind of a leap of faith considering what I do.
Hell yeah.
I truly do not know. That's why I asked. I've been banging my head against the wall, because if I look at my sheets of paper of how I keep track of everything, the only area that I'm significantly lacking in is my network expansion, because I don't know how to do it. And I've tried the Instagram, and I don't know how to reach out yet for the people that are liking the posts that I have on Instagram either. So
Okay.
I feel like I'm kind of stuck.
So if you weren't a Beachbody coach and you wanted to make friends and get to know people that had similar interests as you, if you had nothing to do with Beachbody and you use Facebook for what it is, how would, if you were just using it as a social network, not Beachbody coaching, remove all like business intention from this, and you just wanted to meet other friends, what could you do?
On Facebook or outside of the social media world?
Either one.
Both.
Both. What are things you could do?
Well, considering my job takes up like 80% of my day and the other 10% was working out and then getting ready for the week, I don't have that much free time.
Okay. If you had free time, you'd be the one to answer this one. I just want to tell you, I have the answers right here for you, but I want you to think like a leader. I want you to think like this. If I had to know the answer and I was just, someone looking to make friends on social media or outside of social media, and I had all the time in the world, how would you do it?
And if you didn't know, where's a great place to find the answer? Rebecca talked about it earlier.
No, I would probably go try to join like a group or something like that.
You did.
And I've done that. And I've commented on posts and I've reached out for people and they're not responding. So like I don't know where else to go from there, because I don't know, maybe I'm in the wrong groups, but
So a couple things to think about before I give you some tips on this, which I'll get to. Just think what just happened. Just think about that for a second. You literally just answered a question that you resisted answering for 6 tries. And I
didn't resist it. I'm tired.
Not saying in a bad way. But there were those blocks, right? Those mental blocks that kind of got in the way of it. That we kind of run this pattern over and over again about I just don't know. But you knew. You really knew. And so I wanted Deborah, that's not to single you out. It's just to kind of help the group see that a lot of the times we already know. It's within us. We just have to think a little differently. So I wanted that point to come across. But also, think about it like a great way to do it is Google it, right? Plenty of ways to expand your network. There are plenty of opportunities to figure out how to do it on Google. There are meetup groups. There are if you have free time, do things that you love to do. You're going to meet people with similar interests, right? You can go on Facebook groups of things with your similar interests. Erica's a machine at this too. Yeah, Erica did a great call on this. Right? So here's a couple of questions for you. If you didn't work a ton of hours at your job, what are things that you love to do?
Jigsaw puzzles.
Okay, jigsaw puzzles. Write that down right now. Write down the words. Actually do this. Write down jigsaw puzzles. I'm serious. This is going to help. Okay, what else after jigsaw puzzles?
Oh, Erica's got the other answer in the chat box.
Yeah, YouTube.
YouTube.
What other interests do you have?
Doing stuff at home, like gardening,
Gardening.
cooking, baking, making things.
All of those, everything you just said, write them all down. Write them all down right now. Gardening,
They're all
cooking.
part of my hashtags already.
That's okay. That's okay. We're getting there.
Quick note about this, and I know a lot of you guys have probably seen this in the Coach Basics 2 group, but when you're thinking about hashtags and mutual interest groups, try to stay away from fitness-related stuff. Yes, it's an interest that it's like totally taking over your life. However, super saturated. Yeah.
Agreed.
I mean, like, I love to cook everything from scratch. My social media interest groups and hashtags have nothing to do with that.
Fitness nuts over here.
Right? I just don't.
So we have jigsaw puzzles, cooking, gardening. Do you have kids?
No.
Okay. Are you married?
Yeah, 10 years in December.
Oh, congratulations. Okay. What do you and your hubs like to do for fun together?
We'll go out when we can and catch a band at a bar, local bar, go out for dinner.
Okay. Write that shit down. And so there's no wrong answer here. I look for people that have cockapoos that like to hike. Like there's no wrong answer to this.
That is a very target market, Brad. Like, this is a small pool of people.
But that's who they get me. They're goofballs and they like to hike and they like nature and shit. But my point is, Deborah, with this, like, there are people that have similar interests to you. You're not weird for having those interests. Like, other people have those interests too. And so if you can join a meetup group or join Facebook groups or keep working on the hashtags on Instagram for Coach Basics 2, go on YouTube to Erica's video, the team call that she did for our team about this. Or there are so many ways to expand your network, but ask yourself if what you're doing is not working, just change your approach. Doesn't mean you're a bad coach. Doesn't mean that like you don't deserve to expand your network. It just means try something different. That's it. So Facebook groups, meetup groups, put yourself in positions where other people that have your similar interests would be. Intentionally seek out those opportunities. Does that help at all?
It does.
Wonderful. And again, I'm not trying to make an example of you. I just wanted to kind of
Oh, I can handle it. It's all good.
You kick people's asses for a living.
I used to actually joke, I'm like ass kicker by day, Betty Crocker by night.
I love that. That's awesome. Are you guys having a good time? I'm having a good time.
I'm having a good time.
All right. Any other questions, guys? Tina, anything to add, my friend?
Don't think so.
Don't think so? Don't think so? All right, my friends. This will be recorded and put on the team page. Remember, full circle. Raise your ambitions. Take ownership. Right? Those coach invites, they're not going to invite themselves. Right? You got to do it. Your business isn't just going to sprout out of the ground. Right? Like if you like gardening, you got to plant the seed. You got to water the plant. You got to let the seed grow into a plant. And you got to harvest the plant. Right? So, love you guys. Have an amazing night. Thank you for tuning in, and we will talk to you soon. Adios.